How would you feel if you asked a question to a business and they never answered it? And how would you feel if you went to a different business and they answered it straight away? Well, I'm sure you'd agree that Google My Business, when it has those questions and answers facility, if we answer those questions straight away as business owners, it's going to see us again be considered as an authority. But of course, if you don't answer those questions, well, customers won't come along. So today we're going to look at 5 ways in which you can really improve and benefit from answering your questions on your Google My Business listing. I'm Zane from Zanet Design, and I help businesses like yours grow on the internet. So if you want to grow your business, you want to get local traffic, you want to see it succeed with local SEO or with Google My Business, then this is a channel for you. So make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss my next video. But on this video, we're going to answer 5 areas which you can improve the quality of your listing by particularly paying attention to the question and answer section on your Google My Business entry. So let's take a look at those 5 areas and see how you can improve on your listing.
So let's first of all see where these FAQs are that we're referring to. So if I do a search for, there you go, tropical birdland, you'll notice we get this knowledge panel on the side where we've got the reviews, the website and so on. So this is a random tropical bird garden or birdland that I was looking for, and it just says here, know this place, answer quick questions. And this is where you can answer questions that the public have perhaps raised. Is there wheelchair accessible parking? I'm not sure. Which photo do you think is more helpful? Well, that's a bit more detailed, I think, to see that it's a tropical birdland. So I'm going to click that one and so on. This is kind of the way in which it works. But in effect, this is answering questions that people have, and it's using kind of a crowdsource behind it. So that's one way in which it works. But there's another way in which questions work, and we're going to look in a bit more detail. So I did a bird park search in Maps, and as we go through here, just to say that's an extra feature there, I've noticed that where we've got the times, this is a sidetrack here, so bear with me, but notice there that it's live and it's busier than usual. That's a really nice feature there in bright red, just if you were thinking of going to a park today. You know why it's red? Because it's raining. That's what happens when it rains in Britain. Anyway, so I took Bird World here, so I just picked out the 3rd one down, just did a search for bird parks on Google Maps. It's got some really good ratings and so on. But what I notice here is that you've got questions and answers. So someone's asking a question, is there any space where you can freely interact with the birds? And then you've got an answer when the falcon is on and so on, blah, blah, blah. 14 more answers to that, see all questions. And if you click on this, you've got local guides answering questions. And the thing really is, and I want to bring out here, is the importance of making sure that you answer the questions raised if this is your business. So I can ask a question as well, and I can answer questions, I can flag questions up and so on. So we're just going to see 5 things you can do. So if you're the business owner of, say, Bird World or any other business, then what things can you do that will benefit your business? Well, first of all, answer all questions. So if I just go back to, just noticed on one of these, where was that? Let's try this one, I think it was. Yeah, so look, here we got, can you adopt a penguin? So you just need you've got the question there, no one's answered it, no answers. And it's this type of thing. If you go to the questions asked here, it seems that really no one's answering any of the questions, or the answers are coming from local guides. There's no one that's been kind of put there from the Birdland and Jurassic journey to try and help answer all these questions that people have. And so what you've got here is 38 questions that really don't seem to have many answers, which is really sad. Like I say, if you're a business and people are asking questions. So what can we do then? What 5 tips have I got? So first of all, answer all the questions as the owner, and also check that the answers that are given by local guides are correct. And that's the point, isn't it? So if we go back to those questions there, can you take a dog to Birdland? And the answer there from the local guide is dogs are welcome. Now, if you're the owner and that's true, then fine. But if that wasn't true, then you might want to answer it yourself as the owner. and then you might want to flag that that's not true. And you can flag that with Google. You just click on there, you say it no longer applies, or you have other reasons as well that you can answer that with. But that's how that works, these flags, is you as the owner have responsibility to make sure that these answers are right. So you want appropriate answers, you want to flag any inappropriate ones within Google My Business questions and answers. The second thing, so answer all questions first thing. Second thing is add questions yourself. Now, if you own this business, then when you go into your Google My Business backend or dashboard, then you can actually ask your own questions. So in effect, I can ask a question here. So you could ask a question and then you can also answer it. So you can go in and answer it as well. And you might think, well, that's not right, surely. But actually it is right. If you think of it, they're frequently asked questions. If you find that your people that visit you are asking the same question again and again, then why not ask those questions on their behalf? And when you ask and then answer those questions, you're giving a better service to your customers. So you won't be penalised for asking and answering your own questions. The frequently asked bit is because it is frequently asked. So you're trying to help potential customers to get more information. And in that way, then that puts you above your competitors because you're getting answers that they haven't got. And if you're not too sure on what types of questions to ask, why not look at your competitors? Let's just see what others are doing, read what their questions are that they haven't got answers to, and then I'll answer those as well. So there's the second thing. Ask questions and give the answers. Here's a third tip. If you are a local guide, then why not just go and answer some of the other FAQs and help people out? And the reason I say that is because you might think, well, that's doing my competitors a favour. But if you go and start answering the questions that others have, Google knows who you are, it knows you're the owner of your company, and it also knows that you're then an authority in that area. So say, for instance, I did run the Birdland and Jurassic Journey company, then if I was answering lots of questions about birds on other sites, competitors' sites, I'll be considered an authority. Now, if I'm considered an authority, how do you think that works in Google's eyes when they see that I'm the owner of this company? Now, I know this is, again, I'm not the owner of this company, and we're just using this as an example. If you are the owner, then again, accept my apologies, and hopefully this information will be relayed to you and it'll help you too. But if I was the owner, then that would give me more authority by answering other people's questions. That's the third thought. The fourth tip is when you answer the questions, either for, well, particularly for yourself, think of keywords as well. So what's keywords? Keywords are using words that your customers are going to use when they search for you. So for instance, the words Jurassic, the word bird, the word gardens, the word wildlife. These are all words that people use when they're searching for this type of business. Of course, if you're a different business, so for instance, if I just randomly took here a structural engineer I did a search for, again, you've got ask questions on here. And when, if you were a structural engineer, you'd be talking about building consultancy. You'd be talking about maybe engineering. Those are keywords. So when you do this, you just want to make sure you're using the keywords in your answers. So your question might involve a keyword, and then you might then build it up in the answer as well. And the reason that's important is because Google, again, when it reads what you answer, it's just taking, again, just little bits here and there about what your business is about. And the more keywords you put in, the more likely you are to appear in search terms and search answers on Google. And the more you appear, then the more click-throughs you get, and the more click-throughs you get, then the more business you'll get. So it kind of all adds up. It's all very 0.001%, but when you add them all together, those things will help you. So that's my fourth area, to make sure you use relevant keywords where possible, particularly in your answers to your questions. And finally then, the fifth area is the fact that I'm not sure if you get a notification yet if someone asks a question. Certainly if someone wants a quote or requests a quote, then you can get a notification if you've got the Google app installed on your phone. So you might just want to make sure that you check your dashboard every so often to see if there's any new questions asked, to make sure that if anyone's asking questions that you answer them immediately, and also to just check that you might get email notifications. I think Google are kind of changing this at the moment. So if new questions come along, answer them straight away. And in that way, then you'll make sure that your customers that are looking for answers are getting answers. So if I was the owner here, I would go for each one of these questions. I'd answer each one. I'd also thumbs up the ones that are right. I'd report the ones that are wrong. I'd use extra keywords like on here, you've just got very minimal information. So why not write a little bit of information? This person here traveling all the way from Australia, tell me, are you open in November, December? And you've got a local guide helping out here, which is good of them, but really you just want to know, don't you, a bit more information. So it'd be good to say yes, the Birdland and Jurassic Journey Park is open on this day or not open on that day. Those things are going to be useful to the people that visit and useful to Google, so they can understand why you're an authority in your area. So thank you ever so much for watching this. Hopefully you'll put it into action, and then also you'll follow some of these actions in these next 2 videos.